Hey everybody, it's Kelly Colby here, and let's talk about sex. Who doesn't like to talk about sex? What specifically I want to talk about is how health impacts sex, basically. Um, and really the emotions that men and women go through. And I can't really speak about the male side of it, I can speak more about the female side of it. You know, Whether we like it or not, women are an object, a sexual object. We spend our life like that until we reach a certain age that, we're not looked at in the mainstream society on a broad basis like we once were. And actually, that's why there's a lot of competition between women, is we've really been pitted against each other because of that. And so, we've learned to be very competitive with each other. And it's sad, and hopefully that's changing. But when we reach a certain age and we're not viewed that same way, in some ways it is good for us, and in other ways it's sort of painful. It's sort of painful not to walk around and be admired like we used to be. And when we are with a man or we are married, and all of a sudden he starts having sexual issues, or he's having dysfunction, or he's just not as interested anymore, like that really is very, very hard. Very hard. Because we turn it back on ourselves and we go, well, it's because we've aged. And I'm sorry, we've heard it enough from the men's point of view that, and I know that this is not all men, and I'm not lumping all men into this, but we've heard it enough as women that we're no longer desirable or as desirable as a girl that's in her 20s. And for the men out there that don't think that, thank you. Because there's more to us than just a body, obviously, right? But it starts hitting us home and we internalize it. And we start going, what can we do to look better? What can we do to entice our man and excite him once again? Well, there's a few things that maybe we can't do. I mean, maybe it doesn't really have to do with us. There are a few things that I know that go on with men. When they reach a certain age, they also don't feel as vital as they once did, and as valuable, and as needed. And if they didn't achieve what they wanted to in life, that is a huge, huge knock to them. And that weighs on them. And that will affect their sexual function. Also, being overweight. Being overweight, they have more estrogen, and they have a harder time with testosterone. And they usually have the unhealthy version of testosterone, which makes, getting hard and staying hard more of a challenge. And they don't know what's going on, and their whole ego really has been their entire life tied to their penis. So when that's not functioning, they're looking for a reason, and they're not looking internal. They're not looking like, hey, there's something going on with my health. They're going, okay, well, what did you do that I don't like that's causing it? So it's sort of this vicious cycle that goes on. But for you women, I want you to understand that a lot of it has to do with health issues. Being overweight as a man gets older really affects so much. It affects his vitality. It affects his kidneys, which is very much linked to his sexual functioning. The other thing is Alzheimer's and dementia. The very early stages show up as sexual dysfunction and a lack of sexual interest. It doesn't mean that you are not attractive anymore, and it doesn't mean that he's any less attracted to you. It's there's something in his brain that's not connecting up anymore. There's, just say, a channel that's weakened in his brain. And it is so hard because they don't know what's going on either. And it's all great to say that as long as you love yourself, everything's going to be great. It's not, because it ends up in a lot of confusion and a lot of hurt. And, everybody wants that physical comfort. And if you don't, that means that there's trauma there. Try to be understanding. Try to talk about it as much as possible. And there are some instances where it can't be fixed. And you're going to have to deal with that or find other ways to deal with that. But in a lot of cases, it really can be fixed and it can be made better. And as long as the relationship is healthy and there's two people willing to work it out, it can be worked out and it can be made to work. So go ahead and click on the link in the description to go over to my blog and see what I'm talking about over there. I will talk to you later. Bye.